Hello everyone, welcome back to the Airsoftology Monday Q&A show, the show that answers your questions, helps you in a pinch, and is also here to hopefully foster some discussion in the airsoft world and bring us all together as a big community. Also, something else to think about. If you guys want to support the show, of course, a like, a comment, and mash the sub button and notifications. But if you want to help the show a little more and get something in return, I have a patch store if you guys didn't know this. I do some tactical doggos. Here's just a small sampling of those. Also have some saying patches. You might recognize some of these. I'll just kind of hold them up for you. Some saying patches here, as well as this. I got logo patches, and of course, if you guys are HPA or AEG fans, I have that, and some more. I actually have more than that in the store. All those include free shipping worldwide. So if you pick it out, you get it, and a couple weeks later, it shows up at your house, and it goes to support the channel here. So aside from that, and we're gonna dive into what you're really here for, and those are your questions from last week, just like this week, you'll put them down there too, in this week's Tippmann mail call. Ethan Humphrey writes, hey, it's my fifth or sixth time asking, but what are your opinions on people 3D printing their guns? I've seen a few people come up with some interesting designs, and I'm personally interested in doing so as well. Okay, so this is actually a pretty cool one, and I think it's great taking things that are out there existing. There's a guy who's doing conversions, actually Destiny is one of the big things. If you guys didn't know, I actually play Destiny 2. Destiny 2 is, I think, been driving these hand cannon builds, and this is what I've been following. I've seen people like Brain Exploder do 3D printed parts to modify guns, to enhance them, to add other features to them, as well as his very famous GoPro mounts, which I love, I use, it's awesome. If you guys don't know, check it out, it's brainexplodermerch.com, I think, I don't know. So he's not paying me, I just want to give him a shout out, great guy, making some great stuff. There's a guy over here called Kirby Downey who's making a Thorn hand cannon, if you guys play Destiny 2, that goes around a SEMA Glock 18P or a Corso Tokyo Marui. That's like the base, and this is a 3D print that goes around it. And there's another company in Airsoft doing them for the Hater, which are really cool. I'll get you links to everybody down below. I think these are fantastic ideas to take something and convert it. In fact, like these will be coming as part of my reviews for next week. I've got this, and I've actually got the SIG over there, the SIG M17, brand new, just dropped. Also, this is the Glock 19X, which also just released worldwide. To take something like this and enhance it and modify it, make it look like something from a video game or totally different. I think these things are super cool. I'd love to see more people do it because it lets you start with something and make it even better, cooler, different, and it just goes to support the creativity in our community. So yeah, I think for me, I love the idea. I think it's fantastic. I think more of these things should come out. In fact, do you know of other ones? I'm gonna ask you guys and gals, do you know of other people that are making these aside from the two that I mentioned? I would love to see some ideas. Put them down in the comment section below. Drop another link over to the websites if they have them, like where they're building them, or they have project files, or if they're like on Reddit or things like that. Let me know. I'd love to see what else is out there because I think this could be kind of a cool feature in the future. Figry Boy writes, hey Jonathan, what are your thoughts on the new Specna Arms line? So if I could show you up here off camera above this thing, way back here, this, way up there is some upstock review items. I already showed you I'll be doing some stuff with this week and some other things. I also have a review already shot, one, I guess an in-depth unboxing, and then there'll be a full review to follow of the Specna Arms Edge. I have it, I'm gonna save my comments about it until you guys see it. The video, I've already done it, it's already shot, so it should be coming out. I'm editing this week, it's pretty heavy. So probably this week, we're gonna see that one come out. Maybe early next week. I've got a few that need to drop in front of it, or actually round it too. But yeah, we're gonna see that. So if you guys are waiting, probably before the next Monday video hits, you're gonna be seeing that Specna Arms Edge video drop. And this is where I kinda wanna talk to you guys about what's going on too. You guys didn't know, I mean, everybody in the creative world, you know, we have our ups and we have our downs, and creativity, I say this, I forget who told me this. It's a quote, I'm sure one of you guys can type it on the internet and find it. Somebody way smarter than me once said that creativity is like breathing. You can only breathe out for so long before you have to stop and breathe back in. And that is a very true statement, being a creative, doing things like this on YouTube. There were times where I was doing 4 videos a week, and you do get burnt out. You're constantly exhaling, right? You're constantly creating, and then you don't have a chance to breathe in. And that's kind of where I've been the past few months, if you guys haven't known. For those of you longtime viewers of the channel, you know I'm always gonna be cranking out this Monday video. But for the last couple of months, it's been difficult. It really has. It's been hard. I've been in a creative slump. I've done probably 300 or 400 review videos. This is number 200, and let me see what this is. Hold on, this is YouTube. Let me see. This is Monday video. I'm going to get you guys the exact count on this. This is Monday's number 239. So I've done 200. This is my 239th Monday video, and then maybe 100 vlogs and other things and stuff from SHOT Show. So that leaves a balance of about 400 or 500 product reviews on the channel. That's a lot of work. And they kind of follow the same formula. So yeah, you kind of get creatively stifled and things like that. I finally found a way to make them a little different, refresh them, update them. I've been breathing in more so I can continue to breathe back out. You become a business person and you just think it's easy. You crank out videos, and it can be a challenge to do this every week, but I love it. I absolutely love it. I'm not complaining at all. I'm still positive. I just don't have the creative energy. I'm still a positive person and happy. I'm in a good place. Trust me, I'm in a good place, but I just haven't had the juices. But good news is, I feel the spark back. I've had my breathing in moments, and it's time to begin to exhale again, and for many years to come. So thank you for sticking around. For those of you who've been here a long time and gone through the drought, I'm still, of course, always want to do this community show. This is what I love the most, is the Monday video. Absolutely love the most, is having this two-way conversation with you guys and gals. And thanks for listening to me go through kind of a big rant on a question here. Feed Creed Boy, thanks for kind of sparking this one into something else. And here's to the next few years of continued growth. Oh, by the way, also, I should be knocking on the door of 200,000 subscribers. So super humbled. I'll do something big when that happens too. So stay tuned on that, which should be within a few weeks. So anyway, thanks a bunch. We're going to get to the next question now. Alexander Moschos writes, hey Jonathan, greetings from Greece. We are currently measuring in feet per second, but we want to switch to measuring in joules. Can you explain the process that fields use to measure in joules? Example given. How do they know what BB weight every player is using, and do they trust the player? So this, the challenge is measuring your BB speed or projectile speed in joules, which is the energy. So to do this, you have to pick a specific weight BB. And then no, unfortunately, you can't trust the players, because you may have 100 players and 99 of them are amazing, great people. There's gonna be one that's gonna play the game, right? They're gonna beat the system or try to beat the system any way they can. So to measure in joules, you have to control the environment. You have to control it all. So the player will bring an empty magazine. You will provide the BBs for Chrono, or you can have magazines for the common guns, AKs, M4s, things like that. If they're going to Chrono anything else, you're going to have to definitely bring an empty magazine. You're going to load it up. You probably get some Novrich mags or VSR-10 mags, things like that, so you can hit the sniper rifle guys, the major ones out there that most people are using. I pretty much with the Novrich ones and the VSR-10, you can do it. Then you have to Chrono with the heaviest weight BB possible, essentially. You want to move to a very heavyweight BB. For AGs, I see some fields have two different BB weights. They'll use like a 0.3 or 0.32 for AEGs, but if it's HPA, they will use higher, because HPA and GBB tend to joule creep more than AEG. Everything has what's called joule creep, meaning if you Chrono with a low weight BB and then you put a heavyweight BB in, the energy, it's not linear. Shouldn't be the same. It's like, it should be, well, the same energy. It's just heavier but slower, right? Projectile will be traveling less, but it doesn't work that way. It actually retains its energy. HPA has a higher curve on that, so it retains more energy. So even though you should have the same joule rating, lightweight BB, and as soon as you move to a heavy one, but you don't. Actually, there's more joule energy on that shot. So you have to Chrono with the heaviest weight BB possible. For HPA guns, moving to a heavier weight BB, something in the 4s is good, like 4.0, 4.6, if you can scare it up, 4.2. And the same goes for sniper rifles. Move to something very heavy in the 4s. So you'll kind of put those in the same category. Or if you have the funds and you don't mind buying expensive BBs, you just look at doing 0.4 across the board in that range for everything, and you provide it. It does cost the field some more money. You use your Chrono, you'll program the BB weight in there, and the Chrono will render a joule energy reading based on the shot. So you'll say, I'm using 0.4s, I'm going to shoot this gun, and here's your energy rating, and you chrono based on joules that way. So that's how you do it. You have one chrono for like if you want to do AGs or anything in a different way, different weight than the HPA and sniper rifles, you can have different chronos ready to go, rock and roll, have speed loaders ready, magazines ready, and that way you control the environment. And that's how you do, I'd say, a very basic but I think efficient way of chronoing using joule energy. All right, that's it for questions this week, which means it is time for the Code Red Headsets video recommendation of the week. And this one, as always, or mostly as always, comes from you guys and gals out there. And this one, I actually did double whammy. It's from the actual channel itself and then supporters, and they happen to be right next to each other in the comment section. This one comes from RadioSilence, and Ronan the Ronan also recommends RadioSilence as well. Said, hey, recommend the channel, of course, RadioSilence, and he's from Northern Ireland. And then, of course, Ronan the Ronan comes in and says he's got some humor, he's got some Evo Scorpion gameplay, things like that. Absolutely, I went over there. I've actually have him bookmarked. I've noticed he's been commenting week by week, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna put this one in soon. And sure enough, now is the week. Good stuff, smaller channel, growing. Doesn't have too many videos yet, but it's been consistent on the uploads. Again, that's the check mark, something I look for here. Make sure you're at least being consistent, not an old channel that's dying or dead, not doing any updates, like, you know, once a week, once every few weeks, things like that. As long as you have a consistent schedule on this, and it is fun. Put some humor in the gameplay. He doesn't take himself too seriously. He's not overshooting. This one's a Glock video, but he does a lot of Evo videos. You can actually see if you watch this video all the way through on his channel, you'll see that he actually hands out some Evo mags. I think he loaned out his Evo to someone during the game, but he's doing some Glock gameplay here with this one. Having a lot of fun. A grenade goes off, literally hits his gun and goes off, which is kind of the premise of this video. It doesn't look like much, but the camera only catches so many frames. I'm sure that thing rung his bell because it exploded literally in his face. Camera didn't catch the flash because there's only so many frames a second. But yeah, very cool. Good sportsman, you know, has his moment of, you know, somebody not calling their hits. We've all been there, but handles everything pretty good, and it's funny channel. Put some bloopers at the end as well, which I love, so it's not all super, oh, I'm the best player ever. All around, I definitely think another good channel, another good gameplay channel, and since last week we kind of hit Scotland, now we're moving to Northern Ireland, just kind of doing just the tour, just of neighboring, like kind of the same zone in the world. But we're gonna move on from there. We'll pick a different part of the world to highlight next week. But since we're kind of in there, we're just gonna drop just move a country over, you know, and get up the next one. But definitely one worth subbing if you guys haven't already. Check out RadioSilence. As always, I have a link that would have popped up already in the corner, and as always in the description box below, I have that, of course, timestamps for every part of this video and questions if you want to jump back and forth to see the question that you want from this. Also, don't forget, if you guys want to have your channel or a channel you love on this show, just remember, put it down there as well as your questions for next week. Anything goes, and I'd love to see your comments about the questions this week. Don't forget too, I've got patches in the web store, dogs, saying patches, all this stuff. All this goes to support the show, and you get cool Velcro back patches that stick to everything, including beards. They do stick to beards if you have one too. Anyway, until next week, go out, play some airsoft, have some fun, get ready for some videos here in the channel because the floods are coming, and no matter what you do, call your freaking hits.